Hey, good afternoon. This is Clay with Clay's AC and Auto Repair and Clay Motion here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. If this video ends up being helpful, please send me nice comments, like my video, but most of all, subscribe and click the notification box and share my videos. If you want to reach out to me, you can get me on Clay's AC and Auto Repair on the Facebook if you got to get a message to me right away. So today what we're working on, and it's pretty much been the deal of the day, is a 2003 Toyota Sequoia. But this information is going to be useful over a gamut of vehicles, not only Toyotas. Anything that has an internally cooled transmission on a radiator, I highly recommend you get rid of it. What is going to happen is that radiator will start leaking and put coolant down in your transmission. And of course we know what's going to happen then your transmission's going to go bad. Luckily we got this one in time. It's saved. We saved it. We flushed the coolant out. You can watch that video on my other videos. We put a new radiator in it. Now we're going to put a transmission cooler in it. Now what will happen when you put a transmission cooler in, when you're in the north like we are, during the winter time, your transmission is going to have a harder time getting up to operating temperature. But I personally say a cooler transmission is better for the fluid. It's still going to heat up a certain amount. It's still going to do everything it was, but the reason that they put the coolers in the bottoms of them is because they want that temperature to rise on that transmission fluid, even though they know that it will do some cooling properties, and then they put an external transmission cooler on it as well. We're going to add a little bit larger one, and I'm going to show you that right here. This is a medium Hayden transmission cooler, and this is a 404. We're going to remove the original one, and we're going to install this. It's going to give you a little bit better towing. It's going to keep your transmission cooler, so forth and so on. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to remove the belly pan on the bottom of the vehicle, which I already did, skid plate. So once we remove the skid plate, we're going to have a couple lines come out on these Toyota Sequoias, but it's going to be pretty much the same on most vehicles. You're going to have a line come out that goes all the way down here to the other end of the radiator. Now this is your pressure side. This is where fluid goes in, and then it travels down here, goes out of here, and used to go up into the transmission cooler right there, but it doesn't no longer do that. What I did was I did away with one of the lines. I believe it was this one. I did away with that line. I took the lines, both lines off that run up there, and now you can see they're connected together back with the transmission. So with this Toyota Sequoia, it's actually a little bit simpler to replace this, because I don't even have to replace the lines. All I got to do is remove the cooler and install the new cooler. So once you've got your skid plate off, once you remove these lines, be careful. The original one actually broke this line off. And how you're going to do that is these little clips. You're going to take a pair of pliers somewhat similar to this, push the little clips, pull them off of there, and once you get it off of there, what you want to do is you want to loosen up that hose a little bit, like I was trying to do in my video where I show you flushing it. You can see where I actually broke this one off. You'll wiggle it a little bit, and then you'll be able to pull it off really simple. Okay, so then we're going to go back up to the top, and we're going to remove the bolts that hold the radiator down. I've actually already removed 4 bolts. There's one there, and then you can see the hole down inside there. And then there's 2 more over here, one there, and one there. What that's going to do is that's going to allow the radiator to be free. We're going to pull it up and just lean it up there, because we only need a little bit of room to put the snap ties on there. Then we're going to remove these 10mm bolts that hold this down. But first, we're going to remove the clips and the lines, and we'll spin them with our pliers to get them off. I want to get stuff all over my mat, so I'm going to pull that out of the way. And we'll pull them off of there, and then we'll be ready to pull out our bolts, move our radiator forward, and you'll notice inside the kit there's these straps. We'll put the straps through the condenser, and then bada boom, bada bing. Now we've got our new cooler installed. We're going to pull up our clips once we get it mounted down, and we're trying not to crush the fins on the cooler. It's kind of, you know, I mean, it's not that big a deal, but we want it to look nice for the guy when he picks up his vehicle. So next thing that we're going to do is we're going to lift our radiator up. There's actually tabs that go along the side. We've got our bolts out. We're going to lift it up so we have the amount of space that we need to pull our straps through, and I'll show you them straps here in a second and how they work. Included in your kit are 4 straps like this that go through the radiator, or in this situation the condenser, depending on what you're bolting to, and they're in this bag. And once you get your zip tie pushed through, you're going to put the little rubber bumpers on the back of them so it holds it. Does not matter where you put these. Kind of get an idea of where you're going to set your transmission cooler prior to pushing your first one through. But really, 4 is kind of overkill. You could put 2 diagonally or 2 like this, or put 1 in each corner and be exacting. I couldn't show you me actually putting that in there because I had to be able to hold the radiator forward and put that through at the same time. But don't worry about it. Just push them through there any old where and set it somewhere it's going to be convenient and still get cool. So that is how I installed the transmission fluid cooler. Don't forget to put your body pan back on, pull your clips back up. You can even use the hose clamps that are supplied in the case. If this video was helpful, please subscribe and click the notifications. Remember, you can't break what's already broken, and can't never got anything done. Have a great day. God bless. Thank you very much.